So we have O to A is A. So I'll write this stuff on the right hand side so it's a bit easier to see. This is A. And then we have O to B is B. For 3 lots of OC is equal to 2OA. I'm going to write that in terms of OC because we have OA, so we can then work out what OC is from this. OC is 2/3 of OA, so this is then equal to 2/3 of A using this. And similarly, from this we can work out what OD is. So O to D is equal to 7/4 OB, which is then 7/4b. And I'm just going to start underlining all the vectors that we have in orange, just so they're easy to spot later on. We're told that DC meets the line AB at E, which we can see in the diagram. And then we're trying to get what AB and DC are. So, for AB, this is equal to A to O plus O to B, which is then minus A plus B. And then for D to C, this is D to O plus O to C. D to O is negative of 7/4B. And then add OC, which is 2/3 of A. Okay, so for part B, we are told that D to E, so this vector here, is a scalar multiple of D to C, which makes sense, they're all in the same straight line, so they are parallel to one another. And we're told that E to B is equal to mu AB. So same kind of thing, E to B is on the same line as A to B, so they are parallel to one another. And then we're trying to use this triangle, EBD, so this one here, to form an equation relating all of these quantities. Okay, so then, well, we have D to E, and then we have E to B. So, if we add the two things, D to E plus E to B, this is the same thing as D to B. Now we have the left-hand side. The left-hand side is this, and that involves lambda and mu. If we can work out what the right-hand side is, what dB is, then we can get our equation that relates AB, mu, and lambda. So, to work out D to B, we can go from D to O, and then O to B, which is minus 7/4B plus OB. D to B is then minus 3/4B. Now we can put everything in. So D to E is lambda D to C. D to C we have from earlier. So that will be lambda times, I'm actually going to insert the lambda straight into this. So we end up with 2/3 lambda A minus 7/4 lambda B. So that is DE timesing this by lambda. And then plus EB. EB is this. So plus mu times AB, which we have over here. So times that by mu. So that'll be mu B minus mu A. So that's our left-hand side done. That's equal to dB, which is this. So that's equal to minus 3/4B. Okay, so we can tidy this up now. We can say, I'll group together the A terms. So we get 2/3 lambda minus mu. All of that is multiplied by A. And then group together the B terms on the left-hand side. So factorize mu minus 7/4 lambda times B. And that's equal to minus 3/4B. Okay, so then for parts C and D, we want to work out what mu and lambda are. So I'll do these together. We want to solve this equation here. So the coefficients of A on the left-hand side should equal the coefficients of A on the right-hand side, which is 0. So then we end up with 2/3 lambda minus mu is equal to 0. And similarly, the coefficients of b should also equal on both sides of the equation. So we get mu minus 7/4 lambda is equal to minus 3/4. So rearranging the first equation for mu and then subbing that into this, so replacing the mu with this, we get 2/3 lambda minus 7/4 lambda is minus 3/4. Okay, so I'm going to simplify this whole equation by just timesing everything by 12, which is a common denominator. So times both sides by 12, we end up with 8 lambda minus 21 lambda is equal to minus 9. That's now minus 13 lambda is minus 9. And that gives us lambda is equal to 9/13. And if mu is equal to 2/3 of lambda, mu is 2/3 of 9/13, which is 6/13 for part E. So, okay, we are trying to express O to E in terms of A and B. O to E is from here to here, so how can we do that? Well, we can go from O to B and then B to E. We know what E to B is, so B to E will just be the negative of that. So, O to E is O to B plus B to E. O to B we define to be B in the beginning. And then E to B is this. So, B to E is the negative of that. So it'd be minus mu AB. Or we can write that as mu times B minus A. That's what AB was. We worked that out earlier. And then so expand this out. B minus mu B plus mu A. And then simplify. So mu A plus, and I'll factorize the B terms. So 1 minus mu times B. Now we know what mu is, so then we can rewrite this as, so mu was 6/13, so this can be rewritten as O to E is the same thing as 6/13 A, 1 minus mu, so 1 minus 6/13 would be 7/13, so plus 7/13 B. So on to part F. So we are told that the line OE produced meets the line AD at F. So continuing this line OE meets AD at point F. And then we're told that O to F is equal to KOE, which should make sense. O to F is a scalar multiple of O to E. They're parallel. And we're told what A to F is as well. That's this vector here. We're trying to work out what K is. So let's just write down what we know to begin with. We'll start with OF. So OF is equal to KOE. So this is the same thing as K times this, or 6/13 KA plus 7/13 KB. And then we have what AF is as well, 1/10 of 7B minus 4A. Let's put that here. So 1/10 of 7B minus 4A. So I'm going to multiply that out. That'll be 7/10B minus 4/10A, or 2/5A. Okay, so how can we use these two things to work out what K is? Let's look at our diagram. We have this vector, A to F, and we also have an expression of O to F in terms of K. So what we can do is we can take an alternative path from O to F, go from O to A and then A to F, equate these two vectors, so equate the vector for OF when taking the orange path to the vector from OF when taking the black path, which is the KOE. Once you equate them, you can then figure out what K would be. So, another way that we can write OF is O to A plus A to F. This is then equal to A, that's what OA is, plus A to F. Simplify this gives us 3 over 5A plus 7 over 10B. And this expression for OF is also equal to what we have over here. So we can equate them. We get 6 over 13 Ka plus 7 over 13 Kb is equal to 3/5 of A plus 7/10 of B. And if these two are equal, then that would mean the coefficients of A, 6 over 13, should be equal to this coefficient of A, 3 over 5. And similarly, these two coefficients, so those of B, should also equal. 7 over 13K is equal to 7 over 10. And if we rearrange either of these equations, we end up with the same thing both times, which is K is equal to 13 over 10. And that would be our answer.